Hello and welcome to our talk today on Beyond Detection, using Rumi docs to promote academic integrity and transparent writing in D2L Brightspace. As many of you, I'm sure, are experiencing, these past few years have been a whirlwind of change and adaptation. As generative AI becomes part of everyday student workflows, many universities, including my own, are striving to adapt to the new question of not if students are using AI, but how they are using it. We stumbled upon this great tool called Rumi Docs, and today I'm going to share with you how that has changed our outlook on writing and writing with AI in D2L. While traditional plagiarism detection tools were built to catch copied content, they didn't necessarily provide understanding into how it was created. We're now being pushed to move beyond detection towards transparency, ethical use, and learning-centered design, and this shift has challenged us at the University of Mount Union to rethink what academic integrity looks like in an AI-enhanced environment. So, today I will talk on how Rumi has helped to support that shift in focus without turning classrooms, particularly our online classrooms, into surveillance spaces. I am Faye Smith. I'm the Assistant Director of Digital Learning and Design at the University of Mount Union, and I am happy to be here with you and share about this topic. What I'm hoping to cover today in a short time frame is what is Rumi Docs, how does Rumi work, assignment design with Rumi, a couple use cases from our university, and then wrapping it all up. So, what is Rumi Docs? Rumi Docs is a collaborative workspace that gives insight into writing and is a process capture tool embedded directly into D2L Brightspace. It doesn't just evaluate final submissions, it captures how writing develops over time. So instead of asking, is this original, we can ask, how did the student think or revise and build their work? In D2L, it's an external learning tool with an LTI integration, so it's very simple to set up and insert into any course. This is just an image of a Rumi assignment dashboard, which I will jump into and show again in just a minute. So how Rumi works. Students write directly in Rumi's environment. Every keystroke, revision, pause, and edit is captured and available for faculty to review. Students are also given a chance to note when they use outside sources, so they can note or annotate when they use AI throughout their writing work. In addition, if the faculty member sets it up, AI can be conversed with throughout the writing assignment, whether that is just to give tips or insight, or if a faculty member sets it up to be conversant like a person and allow the student to interact directly with that AI, both are possible in Rumi Docs. So this screenshot shows a little bit of how you can kind of set up the AI over here on the side, and the student can converse with it right within the document, and then they can write on what they talked about with the Rumi AI, but faculty are also able to view that after the fact so they can see how the student not only wrote in their document, but how they interacted with the Rumi AI. All right, so assignment design. Rumi encourages academic integrity by design, non-enforcement, so students know the process is visible. It shifts their focus to ownership, reflection, and intentional work. Rumi creates a space for ethical AI integration because students are able to acknowledge when they used AI, they're able to reflect on how they used it, and explain what they kept, changed, or rejected. Faculty are also given insight into visibly seeing all this throughout the writing process. It allows faculty to focus on teaching how to think with AI rather than trying to avoid it completely. So with the process being visible, assignments can shift towards drafting and iteration, reflection, and metacognition. Further, Rumi provides insight into how students start writing, where they struggle, when they revise. Faculty are easily able to differentiate between a student who drafts and revises versus a student who just pastes in a final answer. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into our D2L environment so I can show you exactly what this looks like. So it's very simple to create a Rumi assignment. You just go in and you add in your Rumi Docs assignment here, and we'll just give it a name. I have one already set up that I'm going to show you so you can see what it looks like. So once you create it, it's then in your content. And every assignment has a dashboard for the faculty and then also for the student. So I'm going to show you the faculty side. When I open the dashboard here, this is what all of the Rumi assignments look like for the faculty. And over here on the left-hand side are some different navigation tools, including the settings. So something very interesting about Rumi is that you can set it up so that there is guided AI, so the students are simply guided through the writing process, and you can choose exactly how they're guided. Or you can also set up conversational AI. So just to show you this conversational AI setting, this was for an undergraduate nursing assignment, and they wanted the AI to be able to act in a persona of a patient. So lots of details were put into the AI instructions so that students are able to interact with the AI directly in their document. They're also able to put descriptions or even a template if they want students to work within the template. They can also create multi-part assignments, so if they're going to be drafting in part 1 and then maybe finalizing in part 2, it can carry over their work from that first part to the second part of the assignment. There's also group collaboration and several different settings about review types and feedback. There's also a location to set up a rubric, and this is great because it allows faculty to then grade with the rubric, but it can also provide, if set up, AI feedback directly on those rubric items to students as they write. And then in addition, it also shows some analytics so that faculty are able to see some details on the student writing. There's none submitted in this one, so there's no analytics on this dashboard currently. When faculty go into a submission, they're able to see how the student wrote. They're able to watch a revision history and see it play out. They're also able to see how the student interacted with the AI by simply clicking over here. So they can get some really good insight into the student writing process and also how they are using AI if they are. The students also have the opportunity to put comments throughout, and anytime they are pasting something into this document, they are given a prompt to note where it came from. So they're able to note that it is from AI or from another source. So it helps with that transparency of writing. Okay, jumping back in here. Just to share a couple of use cases from the University of Mount Union. One simple way that Rumi Docs has been utilized in several courses is just to simply help with writing skills. In most of those courses, the guided AI is used, so students are able to, throughout their writing, ask the AI for tips and kind of some information about how their writing and their writing skills are doing. So that's just a very simple way where faculty can go in and kind of see that writing process. Students have told us that it is so helpful. It's helping them to think further about their actual writing and some of the details that maybe were overlooked in the past. Another way that Rumi Docs has been used at the University of Mount Union is through a long-term project. We have a couple courses where the project is scaffolded throughout the class. So they'll start with a draft on maybe the opening paragraph and then slowly work up and add pieces to it throughout the course. And by the end of the course, they have a final put together research paper. throughout the entire process, the faculty is able to interact with the student on that document, provide feedback, highlight directly in the document, and give advice. And the student is able to access the rubric with AI feedback to see how their writing is doing and if they're hitting those rubric points. A newer use case for Rumi docs that we've just started to use is the interaction with the conversational AI. So we have a couple courses that are starting to set up very elaborate training for the AI within Rumi and requiring their students to interact with that AI prior to writing their paper. So in one of our nursing courses, the AI is trained as patients, and then the students have to go in and converse with that AI as if they were a patient, and then create a note kind of detailing that interaction. And finally, Rumi Docs has been used throughout some of our courses as a discussion board. Students are able to peer review and comment on each other's work, and this has allowed the faculty member to review how the students are interacting with each other and what comments they're using, all in this very transparent writing environment. So to wrap up, I am just happy to share this tool, this great aid that encourages and promotes academic integrity and transparent writing within D2L by allowing faculty to see the process of student writing and support students in their writing and their use of AI in writing. Thank you for watching, and if you have any further questions, please reach out to the contact info below.